Namaskar, this is Arup Ghosh. I am the great grandnephew of Sri Paramhansa Yogananda Swami. Today, I am an advanced guided meditation mind trainer, and I train our mind to deal with everyday's problem that we have. So, we all know that majority of our problems actually are originating from our mind, and we only use about 10% of our mind that we know. There are about 90% of our mind which is totally and completely unknown to us, and we do not know how to access it or to harvest the power of that unconscious mind, right? We do all have problems in our life. We do all have, right? So all answers to our problems are actually there in our mind itself. We just have to know how to access it and how to learn the way to get best out of it, so that we can use that power of our mind to solve our own unsolved problems. It's very simple. Are we ready for it? I have been trained from the very childhood on meditation, on the techniques of meditation, and it is running in our family. As early as I can remember, I was around 7 years old when I was taught meditation, how to do it the real way, the easy way. And I used to practice meditation from that early age. My father was a mariner, so we used to sail a lot. And I used to meditate on the monkey island of the ship, where I was surrounded 360 degree with blue sea and the sky. It is even better, even more beautiful when you internally feel it, internally see it with your eyes closed. It was really a bless in my life. So let us get down to the basics. What is mind that we are talking about? So mind actually is a set of cognitive faculties. Cognitive faculties which mainly deals with our consciousness, who we are, where we are, what we are. Imaginations, perceptions, thinking. It is about our judgments, language and memory, which is housed in our brain, but it is not visible if we cut open the brain, right? We won't get mind there if we cut open the brain or say the heart. We won't find it there. But it is housed in brain. A person's thoughts, a person's consciousness, a person's power of imagination, perception, thinking, judgment, language and memory, planning, problem solving, processing feelings, emotions, resulting in behavior, attitudes and actions. But where is mind? Right? If we open our brain, we won't find it. So let us understand it in a different angle, okay, in a different perspective. Say suppose mind is like computer, a supercomputer, where our brain is the hardware comprising of the brain, the spinal cord and the nerves, the complex network of nerves. All right. So this is the hardware of our mind, and mind is the software which we can only function but cannot see. It's not tangible. It's not material. So here what happens, that it's like a computer where the brain and the body parts and the nerves, sensory organs are all the hardware part of our mind. And the software part is running this whole hardware based on the inputs that we get and how we store it. So what happens actually when an information, an instruction and stimulus comes to us, we grab that stimulus by our 5 senses. And the same number of senses are also there inside our mind, inside our head. So total 10 senses. All right. 5 external and 5 internal. And this stimulus is being transferred from the sensory organs to the brain through a very complex network of nerves. And it gets processed there. We derive meaning of it. And we save it as a picture, as an image with a meaning to it and emotion feelings along with that meaning. And then it is stored in our head. All right. Forever. So how it happens, like if you get a particular smell, a particular fragrance, you can easily recollect, oh, I had this fragrance, somebody used it. Like my mother used to have this flower offered to the God for worship. Or say suppose that beautiful dish, that recipe that mother used to cook. And I am having now thoughts of my mother. Because that particular nerve pathway is being stimulated. So this nerve pathway is known as the neuronal pathways. So it's like stored meaning in the storage. It creates a response in us, whether it's memory, whether it is action or behavior, whatever it is. So it creates a response and we behave, we act out, not knowing why. So for a particular situation, particular thing, particular circumstances, we behave the way we behave, but we do not know why. Am I clear? Are we together? It's very interesting. So this is how our brain, our mind works. The researchers have proved up to the age of 7, after our birth, till the age of 7, we are absolutely downloading all informations that is available to us in the surroundings without having any type of filter. Have you ever told a kid about Santa Claus and that kid really believes in Santa Claus without having a filter that nobody can sneak into your house at the midnight? Right? And he believes without having any filter. And even after getting old, he is attuned with that feeling. We have that feeling attached. So whenever Christmas comes, we begin to feel very happy that somebody is going to give us gifts. And that is the tradition goes of giving gifts in Christmas. Goes on. Same behavior, same pattern. Why not all over the year? Why only on Christmas? Don't know. It has been created in our head. So that is how it happens. We stored a meaning for a thing and it gets processed and we give responses on the same neuronal, following the same neuronal pathways. And it produces a behavior in us. So 80% of those things that we download into our system, download into our computer, supercomputer, are basically of negative origin. Memories with negative meaning assigned to it, or maybe negative, say suppose domestic violence, scoldings from the teachers, parents, they are stored with a meaning assigned to it, and that meaning is personal, individual basis, different for everyone, which causes the behavior, our behavior in accordance to that experience that we had, which we do not know why we are behaving in the way that we behave. So, for example, there is one of my student who was very well educated. He was superbly educated, but he was having a hard time keeping his job. Every company he went, they offered huge package, but ultimately resulted him either resigning from the job or getting sacked. So he could not maintain his job. So he came to me and asked why. So we went into deep meditation and we had a very internal reflection, and he came up with the answer. The answer was always there. I said, na, we have answer to all of our problems in our mind, nowhere else to search. He came up with the answer. When he was small, when he was a kid, his mother used to, who was a divorcee, used to take promises from this little kid that whatever happens when I get old, please do not leave me. He used to promise his mother to not ever leave her when she is old. So now she has become old, and for job he has to roam here and there. He is actually quitting that job and returning back to his mother's place every time. And it has become a behavior. When he come up with this astonishing fact, he changed his course. And now he is doing a job wherever he goes. He has sold his office property, his paternal property. Wherever he is posted, he takes his mother along with him. So they both are happy now. See how our mind reacts or acts, and we do not have a clue why it is so. So this is what happens in life when things do not happen right. Most of them are related to our thought processes. And we can fix and upgrade our mind as we upgrade our computers. And this is supercomputer. We can always upgrade it. Only thing is that we have to know how. Because this software is running from the time we have born. It is quite old and very much primitive software running in our head. We need to upgrade our software so that the current scenario, current demands matches. We can fix our mind and upgrade it so that we can handle things in a much more stable and mature way. What happens when there is a conflict in our mind? It causes us to have a problem. We have to know where the problem is and how to address it. This conflict causes what is known as stress, and stress reaction follows. And this stress leads to a multitude of problems, ailments. We have all problems. Most of them are related to mind. For example, stress, anxiety, nervousness, tension, immunity, blood sugar, personality disorders, confidence. There are academic problems. There are problems related with job performance, relationships, concentration, bad habits. There are problems related to hypertension, high blood sugar, insomnia, not able to sleep without a sleeping pill. There are memory problems, not Alzheimer's. People used to get stressed and starts forgetting everything. Okay? So there are specific fears, phobias. You name them. There are thousands. In fact, certain melanomas are also due to stress. Yes, that's true. So cancer also is caused by, to some extent, stress. Loss of immunity. Because when our body and mind is stressed, it directs all energy, all blood flow, all vital life energy to either fight or flight, and all other processes of life stops. So irritable bowel syndrome, this is also due to stress. Are we getting it? It's really, really, really very, very essential that we reduce our stress. So can we fix our mind really? Of course, we can. We can fix our mind. There are scientific techniques, ways of advanced guided meditation, which I am going to teach at Rajdeep Yoga Academy. Precise, effective, and advanced technique, which will upgrade your system. As Sri Paramahansa Yogananda said, he said that it is better to meditate a little bit with depths. It is better to meditate little bit with depth than to meditate long with mind running here and there. If you do not make an effort to control the mind, it will go on doing as it pleases. No matter how much or how long you meditate, it's not going to serve its purpose. So, sitting for long time in meditation, how would you like practicing advanced guided meditation technique for only 15 minutes a day, which will be enough to boost you up to cope with the daily challenges and the spirituality instead? How would you like that instead? A short 15-minute, super powerful, super easy, super effective meditation technique. There will be a group and individual sessions, online and in person. Please contact Rajdeep's Yoga Academy at your earliest for further information and enrollment in the Advanced Guided Meditation online workshop. See you soon. Thank you.